Okay, here with Coach Kevin Sneddon now of the Final Four participants last year, University of Vermont. And Coach, you lost a lot on offense last season. Obviously, the departure of Victor Stahlberg. So, who do you expect to fill in on offense and kind of carry the burden this year going into the season? Who do you look to?
Well, I think that's obviously the big question mark around our program right now from the outside. I think internally we look at it and say we may be a little bit more scoring by committee, if you will, this year. I think we've got a lot of guys that are ready to step up and embrace new roles, new challenges this year. I think when you have elite players like a Lennis is Strong or a Stahlberg that really carry the burden of scoring goals for you and producing offense, you rely on those guys a lot. But when they leave, that leaves more opportunities for other guys to step up. I guess if I look at a Colin Vaughn, who was out for 7 weeks last year, was our second leading scorer 2 years ago. We're expecting big things from him now that he's healthy. Braden Irwin, who's proven that he can score in this league. He was hurt all down throughout the playoffs. So getting those guys back and healthy, and as seniors, we're hoping they're having their best seasons yet. But I really do think we'll have a very balanced attack. May not have that one guy that steps out like a Victor Stahlberg and scores 24 for us. I hope it happens, but not sure that will happen. But I think we have the means to still be very offensive-minded and produce offense this year.
So what do you think are areas on your team that you'll be fine? You bring back all your starting defense. You bring back Rob Medor, who had a great season. Why don't you talk about that? Areas of strength in your team going into the season.
Well, I think I think any coach would say you want your experience level and your maturity to be on the back end. You can be young up front in this league and not be hurt too bad. But when you have a lot of freshman defensemen or a freshman goaltender, sometimes you go through some rough spells. I think this year having our starting 6 defensemen back and a freshman in the mix that will challenge those guys on a nightly basis, as well as a sophomore who's improved. We've got a good 8 back there on the blue line. Rob Medor had a sensational year for us as a freshman. Didn't play like a freshman. He was on and off the ice much more mature than that, and I think we're going to rely on him quite a bit with Mike Spillane, I think he was 7-2-1 last year for us. So he's going to push Rob every day to get better, and we'll compete for playing time as well. So, and again, if you look at our offense, which everybody's questioning, a lot of our offense came from our blue line last year, especially if you look in the NCAA tournament. I think all 3 goals against Air Force were from the blue line. Our defensemen scored them. So we need our defensemen to be a big part of our offensive attack this year while maintaining good team defense.
Speaking of the Air Force game, Coach, did you know that goal went in right off the bat? Did you know that goal went in 6 minutes later?
I felt like it was 45 minutes later when they decided, but I knew something weird happened, and we actually had a player in our team, John Higgins, who sat on the bench and real relaxed. He was the only guy relaxed because he's like, Coach, I'm a fisherman and I have great eyesight. I know that puck went in. So it was just a matter of the kind of waiting game. It was a tough time to wait that long, but certainly worth the wait.
Well, it was a great ending to a great game, and certainly a great semifinal game against BU. And Coach, thank you for all your help and have a great year this year, Coach.
I really appreciate it.